Looking for cheap and reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins? Head on over to u4gm.com, Madden NFL 21 coins, and use code SPORTS for 5% off your order. What's up, everybody? It's Duke back here from sportsgamers.com, and boy, oh boy, do I have a great Madden 21 video for you guys today. I'm about to give you a free full guide to the best defense in Madden 21. Hands down, this defense allows you to lock up both the run and the pass. Very easy. It's very easy to adjust from. And this is the nickel 3-3-5 formation on defense. It can be found in a few different playbooks, from a few examples like 4-6, which is what I'm using in this video, the Chiefs, KC, etc., etc. So, if you guys are liking my content, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on so you don't miss out on our tips and our videos. We're doing daily videos for Madden 21 that you won't want to miss. And smash that like button. It really does help support us. And if you're looking to get better at Madden 21, in the meantime, you can check out sportsgamers.com. We have the best Madden 21 tips and ebooks for offense and defense, whatever you need. And we actually have a sale going on right now that's going to end Monday night. You can save 20% off any of our ebooks. All you have to do is when you check out, use the coupon code capital C, capital A, capital P, capital P, capital M, 21. So all caps, CAPPM 21. Put that in the comments. I'll put that in the comments so you guys don't miss it. But again, it's 20% off your entire order of our ebooks, and it will end this coming Monday night, so don't miss out. Alright guys, so I want to give you a little overview of how I run this defense to lock up both the run and the pass very well. So first thing we need to talk about is our personnel. One thing you love about this defense is it's very flexible about who you put where on defense, alright, in each position. So, we're going to go in and look at this 3-3-5. You'll see that the DNs, if you can have some good pass rushers on the D-line, DN especially, that's important. A lot of people like the under pressure, the edge threat. I do like both of them too. So we're going to be rushing 3 a lot, so if you have a good D-line, that will help. But the biggest thing to me is you can put safeties in at linebacker, which is really important because they will be playing a lot of coverage, and you're always going to use the middle linebacker, so your best user should be there. Now, honestly, guys, this is going to sound crazy, but I put my best man coverage corners in at safety and as the nickel back. The reason for that is you're going to see in this video, I actually man up my nickel back and my safeties a lot, whereas my outside corners are pretty much always going to be in deep zones. So you can actually put your best or your worst man coverage corners at outside corner and your best man coverage secondary players in at safety and nickel back. So let's look at this Tampa 2. I'm going to show you guys how you can stop both the run and the pass. So I'm going to show you a few examples against inside zone. But basically, guys, all you need to do to stop inside zone is you press coverage. You're going to crash the D-line down, which is just to the left on the D-pad, and then down on the right analog stick, and you just take the middle linebacker and stand over the D tackle. It's super simple. If the running back's to the right of the quarterback, as he is here, you're going to shoot through the right A-gap. But if the running back was lined up to the left of the quarterback, you would shoot through the left A-gap. And I'm about to show you guys some examples of that. But before I do that, I do want to break down how you can adjust this coverage to be really, really good. So basically, you're going to want to always put your outside DBs, the 2 outside DBs in the cloud flats, into deep zones. I like either outside thirds or outside quarters. The reason for this is we don't actually want to play a straight cover 2. We're going to do a hybrid between man and zone, because straight cover 2 this year, just with no adjustments, is not effective, in my opinion. So we do that. Now, like I said, we do want to play some man coverage here. So what I like to do is I like to always take the nickel back that's blitzing, and I like to man him up. Now, who I man him up on just kind of depends upon the offensive formations and the routes that I'm being hit with. But generally speaking, I always like to have him manned up on somebody. So like here, I'm going to man him up on the outside receiver. And then I take the safety that's opposite the nickel back. So generally, because we have auto flip on, the nickel back's going to be on the strong side of the offensive formation. So I'm going to take the safety on the weak side and also man him up. So against a formation like trips, I definitely want that receiver that's running that most likely the crossing route manned up. So in this formation, trips, it's a lot of time will be him. He needs to be manned up. Then, again, I need someone guarding the deep middle. So I put the safety that's not manned up, I put him on an inside third. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my outside linebackers either in curl flats or maybe hard flats or man coverage again. It's just dependent upon the formation that I'm seeing that they're running and what they're doing. Now, you can also control the way your zone drops are with this defense. So like with curl flats, I could tell them to drop back to 25 yards if I want them to guard corners or crossers. Or I could tell them to drop at 5 yards if I just wanted them to play like quick flat routes or whatnot. Now, knowing this, you also could, because with the outside linebackers, you have the ability to put them in curl flats or hard flats. You could just change curl flats, and that's what I actually did, to 25, and you could put the flat zone drop adjustment on 5. So then if, like, say you wanted them to guard the flats, you just put them in a hard flat. If you want them to guard crossers or corners, you put them in curl flats. So, like, my user responsibility when running this defense is A, obviously to shoot in against the run, as I'm going to show you in a second. But B, depending upon what adjustments I've done, who I've manned up, I need to know that. So, like, let's say here I have the outside receiver and the slot receiver manned up. So, obviously, if I see this receiver circle, the inside receiver running a route over the middle of the field, or maybe the tight end running a route over the middle of the field, I need to guard them because they're not manned up. So, like, if the tight end went on maybe like a post, or the circle receiver, went on a slant or a drag, something like that, that's my responsibility, okay? So just keep that in mind with this defense. You have to know who you've manned up and, use that to your advantage of who you're going to need to guard yourself. Now, I'm going to show you guys how to stop inside zone, and then I'm going to show you guys some adjustments with this defense against different offensive formations. So let's get into that now. So the first play I'm going to look at in this video is Tampa 2, because there's just so many different ways you can adjust this defense that's going to destroy people that want to run and pass. Now, I do have a great blitz from this play that screams. If you want that blitz set up, give me 250 likes on this video and we will drop that as well. Now, this defense is super easy to adjust. I do like having auto flip on when I run it, so I can get this nickel back on the strong side of the offensive formation, and I just press. And the first thing we're going to do to lock down the run is basically just going to crash the D-line to the inside, which is you hit left on the D-pad and down on the right analog stick, just like this. And I normally just like to stand over this D-tackle, kind of like right here. And if it's an inside zone run, I'll show you how to lock up it each way. But basically, you just shoot the gap that is the running back is going to. So here, the running back was on the right side of the quarterback, so we shot through the right A-gap. Kind of just like hide behind this D lineman right here. Again, if they just shoot in, you can click off and make the play. Now, what's great about this is you guys can see, like, we're able to easily get in that A-gap, and it's just basically whichever side of the quarterback the running back's on. So if he's on the right side, you shoot through the right A-gap, just like this, and you're going to meet him in the backfield for an easy tackle. So you guys can see here. Again, I'll just show it from the point of view of my user. Just zoom out a little bit. We can shoot in the A-gap, and then we just can click off to make sure the computer makes the tackle for us, and we don't miss it. Now, this is something you guys can do no matter which side of the screen, what formation the offense is running. So say they flip it, we can go ahead, flip right with them, and we're just going to press, crash the D-line down. And this time, we're going to shoot through the left A-gap if they run inside zone. Because again, you want to shoot whichever A-gap the running back is to the side of the quarterback. So here he's on the left. We're going to shoot the left A-gap just like that. Click off. They're going to make the tackle for us every time. Very easy, guys. Now, as far as stopping the pass, this is where, in my opinion, this defense really shines, because you have basically unlimited adjustments that you guys can do when you take into account the zone drops. So I'm going to show you guys something I really like to do that has kind of been what I've been doing a lot lately when I'm running this defense. It's been extremely effective for me. So you guys know, people generally on this year's game are running a lot of flood concepts. The flats are big, corners are still effective, as are crossers, and it can be really, I would say, difficult to play defense this year. If you don't know what you're doing. So what I tend to do, guys, is I like to go ahead and turn this cover 2 into basically a unique coverage shell that's not really no longer cover 2. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the corner that's opposite the nickelback. So this corner on the weak side of the offensive formation right here, and I'm going to put him in either a third or a quarter deep zone. Okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this player right here. I'm going to put him in a curl flat or a hard flat. So this is going to allow me to guard the flats on this side of the field. Next thing I'm going to do, deep halves are not effective this year. I do not like deep halves at all. So this guy, he has to either do one of two things for me. Now, guys, the safeties, you can cross-man them, so that's big. So generally what I like to do is I like to man this guy up on the slot receiver, and then I like to man this guy up on the outside receiver, or potentially this receiver right here on his side of the screen. But this safety has to go on the inside third, and then this corner over here, he's going to have to go into either a quarter or outside third. And we're going to put this guy again in the curl flat. So this is essentially what it's going to look like when I'm done. So I've turned cover 2 into a man-zone combo that's 3 deep. Okay? Now, when I have the curl flats, I definitely turn my zone drops on for them, and I either have them guarding. Normally I put them at a depth of either 25 or 5, just depending upon what I'm seeing happening, out there on the field. It just really all depends. But when I run this defense, you guys can see I already have 2 of the players manned up, so I no longer have to worry about them. So really all I have to worry about is maybe this receiver coming over the middle on the left, or maybe the tight end hitting the seam. So one of the more popular plays in this game is this bunch trail, right, where they do something like this. So I already know that I have him manned up as well as the corner route, so I don't have to worry about that. So generally speaking, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to guard this tight end just like that. You can see there's nothing open. Now, I'm going to explain to you guys how to kind of adjust this a little bit more, but I just want you guys to take a look at the replay and see how great this coverage is. There's literally nothing at all that's even remotely open. So take a look again. It's just a complete box out here. So I know that might have sounded confusing the first time, but basically we're going to press coverage, crash our D-line down, and just, using this guy the same way. But I always take the outside corner that's opposite the nickelback, so he's generally going to be on the weak side of the offensive formation, and I like to put him in a quarter or a third. And that's just for the outside third that's up on the left stick. Quarter is right on to the left on the right stick. Now, same thing with the other outside corner. He either has to go in a quarter or a third too. Then, past that, we're going to look to man up the safety on either the slot or the tight or the outside receiver. And then this guy, we're going to look to put in the third. The blitzing corner, we're going to man up on whoever we didn't man up the first time. So, like, if we man up the slot, now we'll just man him up. Or if we man up this guy on the outside receiver, we'll man him up on the slot, right? And then I put both of these guys in curl flats or hard flats, either way. But I do always like to turn the zone drops on. Now, this safety, he has to go in the inside third, and basically we're just turning it into a 3 deep. So, make a long story short, both of the corners on the outside are going in either outside quarters or outside thirds. The safety that's on the strong side of the formation on the nickel back side over here, we're putting in an inside third because, again, deep halves are terrible. We're manning up the nickel back that's blitzing and the weak side safety on whoever the biggest threats are based upon the formation and routes the offense is using. And then we're putting both of the outside linebackers and really safeties in curl flats, and we're using this guy. Again, you probably think, oh my gosh, that's a lot of adjustments, but if you're a good Madden player, you have to be able to make adjustments on defense. And honestly, when you're on offense playing a good player, they're making adjustments too. So you do have time to do all this. And you guys can see again, very, very, very sound coverage. You guys can see there's really nothing coming open. I mean, I don't even have to do anything at all, honestly. But my job would be to kind of watch this player like right here. Say they ran a different type of concept, right? I'm going to show you a different concept. My job would be to watch that lone receiver breaking back over the middle. Say he ran a drag, or maybe he ran smart routed in route, or just anything coming back over the middle of the field. I would need to watch that, and potentially I would also need to watch the tight end. So let's do this again. You guys can see, just put these guys in the curl flats, just like this. And you can do everything when you're just on your middle linebacker too. So you press, crash D-line down, put both of the corners in the outside zones, the strong side safety in the inside third, and then you just man up the weak side safety as well as the blitzing nickelback. So, I mean, that's pretty simple. So this is the same coverage as before. Take a look, and you guys are going to see that what I mean by you do have to watch the middle of the field. So that's generally speaking what you're going to end up watching. I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for him to break back open over the middle, and it's boxed up. Now, guys, if you want to make sure that your curl flat zones are playing at a certain depth, that's when you're going to need to go in your coaching adjustments. You see I have auto flip on, as I said, and for the curl flats, it really depends what you want them to play. Personally speaking, a lot of the time, I'll just put my curl flats on 25, and then my flats I'll put on 5 when I'm in this defense. Because if I want to have hard flats out there, they'll just stay at 5. But if I want to have curl flats out there, they'll stay at 25 so they can go back further. So what I can do is basically either decide to guard the deep sideline area or the deep or the intermediate, like kind of like shallow flat area. So let's look at a different play now on offense. Look at something like this, right? Very popular play, very effective play. So what I'm going to do is still the same thing. I'm going to press, crash my D-line down. Now, guys, remember, you always want to have these guys in either the hard flats or the curl flats. So what I'm going to generally do against a formation like this is I'm going to make sure that this player right here is in the curl flat because I definitely need him to take away those deep crossers. Whereas this player right here, he could go a few different ways against a trips formation. A lot of times, honestly, I'll just man him up. And when I man him up, I pretty much always am going to want him to be manned up on the outside receiver because the outside receiver is the guy that a lot of times they'll send on like a post or just something that I definitely need manned up. This guy right here, I tend to put in, again, I always put the outside corners in the deep zones, the quarters and the thirds. So same thing over here, quarter and a third. Now this guy, like I said, you definitely want the opposite safety of the strong side of the formation manned up. So I'm going to man him up on the player that a lot of times is running the crossing route. So that would be, again, right here. Now we're going to go ahead and put this guy in the third. So the middle of the field is guarded well. And now the blitzing corner, because I already have these two players manned up, I'm just going to put him into basically a curl flat so he drops back deep as well. And my job is just basically guarding the middle of the field. If I see that the tight end's going up the seam, circle, whatever, I'm going to need to guard them. So let's take a look at this. And you're going to see that's a good job. I'm in the flat, I'm in the flat, I'm in the flat. There's nothing open, and it's going to be a coverage sack. Now, remember, guys, if you put curl flats out on the field with your zone drop set to 25, you will always need to guard the flat area. However, because remember, we set our hard flats or the flats 5. If we just do a hard flat, like we do here, we know that the flats are going to be guarded. So I can do 2 hard flats and never have to worry about it. And then put the corners on the outside in the deep zones. Put the weak side safety. You want to put him in the inside third. And then, again, you're going to want to just use man coverage with these 2 players right here. So we can do something like this to where I'm going to end up guarding, again, the middle of the field. I have both of the flats covered quickly, so I'm not even worried about that. And then we can just check the middle. And, again, we do have the crossing route man up. So, again, not too worried about that either. So I can just guard that middle of the field area. So I see the crossing route come open. I can get underneath it just like that. And everything is, again, locked up. So personnel-wise, I would definitely say you do want to have a corner in the slot that can man up. You definitely do want some safeties in at linebacker so you can put them in coverage. The safeties are going to be manned up at times too. Honestly, the outside corners are never really going to be manned up from this defense. So you can put, kind of your worst man coverage corners actually on the outside. Put your best man coverage guys in the slot and at safety. I know that kind of sounds a little bit crazy, but based upon the way we're running this defense, we're manning up the slot and the safeties, and the corners are always going in deep zones. So they don't have to be good at man coverage, but you definitely do want the safeties in slot to be because they will be manned up. And then, like I said, I do put safeties in an outside linebacker, and that's for the reason that they're going to be either guarding like deep down the field crossers and corners and curl flats, or they're going to be sitting in, sometimes they could be in man coverage too, or they're going to be in hard flats. So their coverage is important. And then, like I said, my best user at middle linebacker because I will be, having to cover a lot of ground and shooting in against the run. And if you have some good D linemen as well, maybe some edge threats, that's the best way to turn this defense up and maximize its effectiveness. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, defense is hard this year, but this coverage and defense is dominant, and it can stop the run at the same time. Again, 250 likes, and I will drop my blitz from this play, this formation that absolutely screams. So until next time, it's Duke, and I'm out of here.